he asking you because you're not that towering, okay,
Yes.
as we know. So, what kind of message to those people who doubtful in you of the chance to win Miss Grand International?
You know what? As we've seen recently, that a lot of the Miss Grand winners are quite really tall. And it's not a secret that I'm not as tall as the other girls. I might even be the shortest. However, I want people to know that your height does not define you. Just because you have one aspect of your physical beauty, it doesn't mean that it should be a disadvantage. So my gameplay here is that I want to play to my strengths. I want to make sure I have a killer walk to make up for my height. And I also want people to know that my height does not define my purpose, my reason why I'm fighting, and the reason why I want to win MGI.
Mm, I think you. I think now. If you would choose one, okay, Love Life or MGI Crowd, just speak from your heart, okay?
Okay, well, I would pick the MGI crown, of course, because that is my utmost goal right now. However, I know my boyfriend's watching, and I know that if he loves me, he will wait for me.
Now you are queen of Philippines, and for the next stage, you're going to be queen of the world. All right, if you
Yeah.
succeed. So, what kind of queen would you expect you to be? If you're going to to present the whole population of the world as a Miss Grand International.
So, I always told myself that if I were to win any crown, the Beanie Beanie or the Miss Grand International, what I would ask myself is not what can the crown do for me, but what I can do for the crown, because that's what really makes a queen a queen. And that all the advocacies that MGI stands for, like stop the war and stop the violence, that's something that I definitely want to pursue. And other than that, I want to pursue my own legacies and make sure that the world knows about it and really raise awareness on that. And to top it all off, the legacy that I want people to remember me by is that you can really achieve whatever you want in life as long as you work hard for it and as long as you put your mind to it and you take the initiative to do it. And so that's something that I really hope to inspire people by. And again, the kind of queen I would be is when I wake up and I ask myself today, what can I do for the crown?
Can you explain me more about what kind of approach that you would love to be a part solving according to MGI mission stop war and violence?
I have done my research and I found that there are so many organizations wherein you can help out, not just through financial aid, but you can also actually help out people by becoming a counselor for people who have gone through those experiences. And, being in a country that doesn't necessarily have a lot of internal wars like here in the Philippines, I do have to really put myself out there and be more aware of what's happening in the world. I also do want to connect with people, firsthand people who are living in those countries, children most especially, because they do not deserve that kind of treatment or that way of living. And so, yeah, with MGI, I definitely want to get into that more and really immerse myself, in the advocacy and see what more I can do rather than just donate financially or make people more aware. But also, I want to volunteer, I want to be a counselor for those kids as well.
Oh, now I think we got a very very strong contender to a crown of MGI
Thank you.
2021. Very very strong. Lynn, he asked, is beauty pageant still relevant in this time of pandemic?
Beauty pageants are so relevant because it gives us hope. And not only that, because I have experience with my Beanie Beanie sisters that during the pandemic, we did not only use our social platforms to make people more aware of factual news, but we also used it to show people what advocacies we're working on and how they can contribute. And I personally used it to tell people about the food drive that I was doing. And I was so surprised that so many people reached out and helped me. And so I think that it is so relevant because more than just the glitz and glam. It's really a platform for us to use our voice so that people will listen and also, like us, take action.
And as a woman, nowadays, as we knew that, just like you, very high, highly educated lady, And nowadays lady got higher education, and when they finish everything in life and be ready to, to do pageant on everything, it's quite late now, 20 something, okay, 23,
Yeah.
24 already. And what do you think is about the idea to allow a marriage woman to join, in the pageant, the same pageants like the single one?
You know what? I feel that as a society, as a humankind, we have been more accepting about genders. We have been more accepting about identity. And so I don't see any problem about with married women joining a pageant because we're women, we are strong, and we are able to compartmentalize our emotions and our goals in life. And so even if you're married, it doesn't mean that you can't be a beauty queen and you can't inspire the people around you, or it doesn't mean that it will take off your attention from the crown, right? And the same goes with gender equality and the same goes with identity. It's more about the acceptance. And again, at the end of the day, like I said earlier about my height, it's that is not what defines you. What defines you is your purpose, your fight, your fire in you, and your drive.
Yep, yep, yep. That's good. Sam, I would love to get your opinion. All right.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not a beauty queen, never contest, and so I wonder why do we have an age limit?
I think we have an age limit because, as you grow older and more mature, I would say that maybe you have other priorities in life. You'd like to start a family. And, when you're young, you are at your best health, right? And you can really do anything. And being a beauty queen is demanding in the time that you have, all the interviews that you're going to do, the traveling. And so I totally understand why there is an age limit because you're at your prime years, and that's definitely when you should be a queen and take advantage of that.
Right. So what about if one day the pageant just relinquish the age limit? Would you find comfy with that? Like, any woman at any age can join.
Um, I think that it depends on the pageant. Maybe there should be pageants that have a certain age range, and some pageants also maybe to just have a limit as well, because it really depends again on the activities that you're doing, the advocacies that that the pageant support and that you will have to support as well, because again, depends on how demanding that would be, and if the age um, doesn't allow that or doesn't let you have that enough energy to do that, then I think that's when we should put the limit and the age range.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
So come back to question from fans. From Michael Angelo Banisa. Do you believe that women are more empowered today than yesterday? Why and why not?
definitely. And I also think that we have to recognize that we have come such a long way because women equality and women empowerment, we have been fighting it for decades. And every day I feel that we have been making progress to making this world a more equal world. And I think that we also have to recognize that we have so many leaders or who are women today. For example, the Prime Minister of Australia, she led the country into almost beating the COVID virus. And so we have to recognize that too. And I also want to give a shout out to the Philippines because we have the most women presidents thus far in history. So I'm very, very proud of that.
Right, right, right. So I mean, I agree with you, but Sam, do you have like any proposal for for like for the governing body or anyone that's responsible for to like to reduce violence against women?
Do I have any proposals?
Yeah.
I think that the Philippines has really made progress on that aspect. We have a safe spaces bill that has been passed, and we have other initiatives towards that. And, people are really listening more now, especially when it comes to domestic violence. The police really listens, and I'm so glad about that. And, at this moment, I have to say that I watch the news every day and I don't see a lot of violence towards women anymore. And so I think we're on the right track. However, that doesn't mean that we have to be complacent, and we need to always watch out for one another because women empowerment is all about women supporting women. So if we keep that up, then I'm sure that we can achieve a country with where women violence or any violence for that matter does not exist.